Educational GMAT. Your partner in your GMAT journey.
All right, let's do this as the last question and then we'll take a break, guys. Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Okay. Yes. Tanishri, Do, Tanishka, Kunal, what do you guys think? All right. Tanishri is saying Edward, David. Okay. Edward, David, or any other option? Okay. Now let's consider this, guys. What's the goal? Very nice. Where? Downtown. Okay. Now, traffic congestion, traffic. What would be the contributors to traffic? Contributors to traffic. It obviously would be people who work downtown, correct? People who work. Okay, all right. So eat would mean perhaps visitors to downtown. Agreed? For eating, for shopping, or whatever. Visitors to downtown. Agreed? So let us say right now the total traffic is 100. Out of 100, let's say 10 is being contributed by people who work downtown and 90 is being contributed by visitors. Now, what is the goal, by the way? To reduce traffic. Now, if this is the scenario, then ideally, which segment should have been targeted? Visitors. But as per the argument, which segment is being targeted? People who work downtown. But my broader question is that's not our call to take. That's not our call to take. Whether people who work downtown is the most, I would say, effective category to be targeted if the goal is to reduce the traffic, that's not our call to take. It's already given to us that this category is being targeted in order to reduce the traffic. Whether targeting this category was the right decision, as I said, out of scope. So in other words, there is absolutely no requirement that this category has to be the largest contributor of the traffic. In fact, forget 10, 90. Even if it had been 5 and 95, my argument would still have been the same. it has been chosen that this category is being targeted to bring down the traffic. Whether this category itself was the right decision to be targeted, as I said, completely out of scope. Are you convinced about this? Okay, all right. Now, let us say that the scenario is something like this, 10 and 90. Now, the goal is that hopefully after this plan of offering a free meal coupon, right? This is reduced. Again, what does reduction mean? When 10 comes down to what? Remember, we discussed it, right? That reduction does not mean coming down from 10 to 0 or 10 to 4. 10 coming down to 9 would also be a reduction. And the plan would be successful, right? So now let's flip it on its head. When will the plan not be successful? When 10 remains 10? And when will 10 remain 10?
No one pulls car.
When, yeah, so basically 10 will remain 10 if people who've taken the coupon, none of them decides to carpool and they still continue. But these, let's say 10 people take the coupon. After that, even if one person decides to carpool, the reduction will happen. Are you with me? Because if one person decides, then 10 will come to 9. Two people decide to carpool, 10 will come to 8, and so on, right? But as long as at least one person decides to carpool after this plan, the plan will be successful, right? And that's exactly what Edward is saying. At least some people, remember, sum is greater than or equal to 1. We discussed it, right? 1 to 100. So at least some people who receive the coupon will sometimes carpool or use public transport. So as long as this is the basic minimum, as long as this happens, the plan will be successful. Okay, now I am hoping that consequent to our discussion, it's clear why David is not the right answer. Tell me, why is David not right answer? The most effective way to reduce traffic congestion would be to persuade more people who work there. Now, that's the thing we discussed, right? That persuading people who work there perhaps would not be the most effective way if visitors are contributing to 90% of the traffic. But that's not our call to take. Are we clear? Okay, similarly, notice preferring the restaurant out of scope. Same thing. Again, what is the source of most traffic congestion? We don't care. A, again, same thing. Everyone who signs, not necessary. At least one person should use carpool. And as long as at least one person uses carpool or public transportation, reduction will happen. All right. So on that note, let's end this class, in this session rather.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, Bharat, tell me please.
Like this is a scenario like, yeah, to reduce most traffic congestion was the question, then C and D could be considered, right? To reduce most of the traffic congestion.
I mean, that goes on a very tangential line, if you really ask me. So what Bharat is saying is that, yeah, I mean, fair enough. I mean, with some stretch of imagination. So what Bharat is saying is, if the argument has mentioned that the goal is to reduce most traffic congestion, yeah, most, then perhaps, right, if this was the goal, then obviously you would be then ideally targeting the category that contributes the most to traffic. So in that case, in that case, I would say Charlie. Yeah, perhaps. Yeah.
Okay. But we don't know whether
That anyway we don't.
Contribute to most traffic.
Correct. Yes, Kunal, what was your point? congestion will remain constant. But where are you getting that from? That 100 remains 100.
Either the congestion is all of the roads is packed. There is that. Or in general, the 90% of the road capacity is full. But that 90 increases to 90. Even though we were
Oh, actually, oh, actually, but Pranav, what you are saying is absolutely correct. But yeah, I mean, what Pranal is saying has a valid point, and in fact, we'll do subsequent questions where this might be the right answer. So what Kunal is saying is that people who work downtown and people who are visitors to the downtown are the two categories of traffic, and we are only targeting this. So only targeting this could be a disadvantage in the sense that, so I think this is what I understand from you, that while people who work downtown, I mean, the traffic that they are contributing to may come down as a result of this plan. But what if more number of visitors start? So then the total reduction of traffic congestion will not happen in that case. So yeah, I mean, that's completely different angle, but very valid. Not getting tested here, but that's a very valid scenario. Yes. It would be relevant here because, yeah, of course, yes. But I'm saying that an option, right? Let us say option Frank would have been that that's a very valid scenario, that any offset in traffic that happens as a result of targeting people who work downtown will not be compensated by an increase in people of visitors who visit downtown. Because if that happens, then again the traffic, right? That's the goal, right? Traffic congestion should come down. But if this happens, then it will not come down. So yeah, that's a valid scenario. Absolutely.
Like it is like eliminating an alternate options in a solution.
Correct. Absolutely. Yes. See, yeah, I mean, very simple, right? If this comes down, but this goes up, then total traffic congestion would still remain the same, or in fact, even increase. We don't know that. Yeah.